couple quick shots before I start my introduction. I have to get out of town first. It's awfully quiet. I don't wake people up. But this is the mural that someone had done about the pilgrims. Some ride their bike, some backpack, some use sticks, some go with families. So I thought that was kind of cool, and that I'd share that with you this morning. And as we turn the corner here, on this empty lot, there's a building. I don't know if it's an albergue or not, but it's just covered with flowers. It really brightens up the day. I thought I'd share that with you too. I just love these small streets, these narrow streets, and the construction. Just awesome. More a little bit later. Buen camino. Well, good morning, Tracy. Sun is coming up. I was going to break out into song, but I'll spare you all that. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Just coming over the mountains. Should warm things up a bit. It's about 60 degrees right now. A little chilly. I don't have my parka coat on. But let's start the video for today. Good morning, Tracy. I should say my Tracy. Good morning. Today is the 19th of July. It is day 16. Hard to believe. Yesterday was a high of 85. Today it's going to be a little warmer. Going to get up to 91 degrees. I'm traveling from a town called Hornillos del Camino to Castro Jaris, or maybe it's pronounced Castro Harris, or in Jersey we say Castro Jarretts. So 20.1 kilometers, approximately 13 miles. Should be a light day. As long as we don't have any monster hills or declines, should be great. Again, I think we're in the Meseta, so I don't think the views are going to be that spectacular today. Did want to get to the dedication though. Dedication for today is none other than my friend Giuseppe Ripa. I met Giuseppe through John, as you know, Tracy. He owned a restaurant which was fantastic. He shut it down right before COVID, and not because of COVID, but because he was working too many hours, and it was time. So I loved his company, and I loved the restaurant and his food so much, I named my dog after him. And one of the Christmases before he shut down, I gave him a picture of my dog, Giuseppe, and he put it up in the bar. He said patrons would come in and say, "Hey, Giuseppe, is that your dog?" He said, "No, his name is Giuseppe." So, and they told him obviously it was my dog. We typically go to, we should do more of that now that I'm done training and planning and all that. Just go over to Giuseppe's for a little cafe. Sometimes John will meet me. Sometimes the other Stout, Jeff Stout, will meet me there as well. And we'll have a little cafe, have a little dessert. But depending on the time of day, he says, "Have you eaten?" And I say, "Yes." And he says, "But you got to eat." I said, "But I ate." He says, "No, let's go eat." So he's got something on the stove and fixes up a plate for me and for him or for whoever else is there. He's always very generous with his time and his food. Yeah, his mantra is manja, manja. So he's an outstanding chef and a great friend, and I'm so happy to have him in my life. Giuseppe, today is for you, buddy. I'm thinking about your meatballs. I'm gonna come over and get some as soon as I get back home. Ciao. heading to Hontas. It is the next town. It's been about 6 miles to get to this point for my first coffee of the day. Doing pretty well, actually. It's about 8:59 in the morning, and light breeze to our back, which is great, pushing us along, and not too chilly. I'm guessing it's about 64, 65 maybe. So onward we go. The first coffee of the day. Hola, Gran Camino. The first sight of civilization. We're getting close. And it's 9 o'clock, so I bet something's open. Here we go. So we are downtown Hontanas. I was actually mispronounced it before. Interesting construction here with wood and the stone. So I thought I'd take a little shot of that. Brick, probably a little reconstruction on that. A cute little town. Again, a little bit downhill. And we're coming up to the church. I'm hoping it's open. Take a peek inside. Had my cafe. A bag of chips. My first bag of chips since I left. It was pretty good. And we are a little over 6 miles into the walk today, with 7 more to go. And it's still early. This is a good day. A bunch of pilgrims up front, and mountains, as we're probably going to climb out of the city, which is different. We descended into the city, and then we're probably going to climb out. So more to come in a little bit. I'm in a little church, and I wanted to take a nice video of the inside. I was allowed up the balcony. Thought it'd be a better perspective. Go down the stairs. Just came down those stairs behind the door. This is, I guess, another entrance. Maybe they do that during service. And I don't know how many centuries this door, how old it is. And the base plate here is still metal. Going out into the courtyard here. And hopefully I can find the name of this church. Clock tower. Boy, it's bigger than I thought on the outside. And we got pigeons up there. Hopefully they don't decide that it's time to use the baño. But again, a very small town. Less than 5 minutes to walk through. And got a beautiful church here. I think this is the yeah, that's the name of the town, is Hontanas. And I'm assuming that's the name of the church. Antigua Palacio y Huerto del Obispo. I know I butchered that, but it's the best I could do right now. I did have my first coffee, but it's not kicked in yet, so here we go. Buen camino. Just coming out of the end of Hontanas, and a little bit of an oasis right here. I don't know if it's a residence. I'm guessing it is. Kind of built like a castle. How cool is that? Maybe it's the mayor. Who knows? Here we go. Back into the Meseta. Buen camino. Stopping here at the end of town, there's a map and a pilgrim, and it shows where we're at in Hatanas, which is, looks like in the middle, 248 miles to go. Here we go. Well, the sun is heating up and we're on to our next town. Haven't looked at the maps, I don't know how far it is, but this is more the Meseta. It is still pretty countryside. It's very different than what I'm used to. Just very serene, which is kind of nice. Very quiet unless you hear a bird or some caminos behind you or in front of you. Caminos, pilgrims, and behind or in front. So it's been a good day. It is definitely heating up. They say 91 today, so I am pretty sure they're going to be accurate. Buen camino. Just a quick shot of the trail here. It's a little different than some of the other trails where we're got mountains on our left and right, whereas this one looks like it's been cut out into the side of the mountain, so it provides a great vista off to the left. Hopefully I'm using that word right, vista. Sounded good. I think it's a college word, so yeah, we'll use it. Vista. Beautiful. Beautiful, even though it's just a lot of browns, there is some greens here. And just a wonderful walk today. Buen camino. This is more what I see every day, where I've got a couple of pilgrims spread out in front of me. I don't think there's anybody behind me. Maybe they're still at the last city, but we can see the way the path goes, and yeah, okay, I'm sure that was extremely interesting for everybody. Hope you're enjoying it. All right, hola. Next town should be 2 miles away from here. It's called San Anton. Again, pardon the pronunciation, I think that's close. And that will be my next cafe for the day. Hopefully there's a bar. They call them bars, but they're basically, they serve beer and coffee. So hopefully they'll have one open and I can have a little cafe con leche. Another one for the day. I gotta catch up. I'm usually at 3 about now. But anyway, all good. Great walk today. Onward. Buen camino. We're coming up to the entrance of our next city, and interesting structure here. I don't know if it was an old church. There's a cross on the top there, or a piece of one, or an old monastery, but looks like it's in ruins, and I think I read this in the guidebook, so I should have retained more, which I had not. So this is San Anton. Oh, it's a convent. Convento de San Anton. Wait to come around the corner here. Watch my step. Beautiful structure. And it is in ruins. There's pieces of the building just gone. But what remains is pretty interesting. Well, I didn't have coffee here, but they did have a Aquarius, so I stopped for one of those. Interesting structure inside. And now passing through the arches of this monastery slash convent slash hospital. That's very common that they turn the monasteries into hospitals, and then some of the hospitals turn into hotels. So it's just incredible. And we're on, we should only be about, I think we're only about 2.5 miles away from our last stop for the day. So, buen camino. We're just entering into the town of Castro Jares. Boy, I know I'm butchering these names. If anybody speaks Spanish, I'm going to apologize for everything that I've said so far and every video you're going to see afterwards. It's a struggle. So this is what looks to be, I don't think it's a church. I think it's more of a monastery. But we'll find out. A little monument as we get into town here. Really kind of cool. More to come. Castro Jares.